Hey, this is DJ Vanna Vertigo. Hello, VC. Um, I've been really busy recently, but I wasn't too busy to watch some videos, and I actually happened to watch one in particular. Well, I always watch Rachel's Ghost, so that's a given. I watch it when I can, when I'm at work, in and out kind of thing. Good to see everybody, like the chats in there and all that kind of stuff. But Alex from Beer and Vinyl. He just had his 50th video, I think today or yesterday or whatever it was. So congratulations, Alex, to your 50th video. Happy video anniversary. He was showing a bunch of stuff, a lot of prog and stuff like that, of course. But there's one in particular that caught my interest. He showed this record, um, and it just made me pull out all mine. Larry Coryell, which was a record store day release, the one I got. Really cool with the OB. This is introducing 11th House with Larry Coryell. Here's the OB on it, OB strip, and it's really good. He says that this is a good starter for somebody who wants to get into jazz, especially fusion jazz, because especially if you have a rock edge in terms of your taste. And I think he's right on that. This is with Randy Brecker, Alphonse Mousson, Mike Mendel, and Danny Triffin. And it comes in colored vinyl. It's pretty cool, right? Yeah, I like that. Like that a lot. A great deal. All right. So I pulled all my Larry Coryell records out because I wanted to just check them out. And I said, I might re-listen to some of these. And I remember some of them. So I'm just going to show you what I have. And this is really for Alex, to show him what I have. That you inspired me to pull out my Larry Coryell records and maybe play them for a while. So I haven't played them in quite some time. Back in the day, when I had to go to summer school in high school 1 year so I can get my credits to be able to get my diploma, because there was something that I was lacking. I think it was in science or whatever, one of my science classes. And I met this guy named John, and he was from another high school. He was doing summer school for something else. But and he was also in my class. And he was this wild dude from South America, from Suriname originally. And he lived in the Bronx like me. And he was wild. This guy, he had like these like big dune boots on, these wild jeans, and he had like fringe, and he wore like this kind of, it wasn't a cowboy hat, it was more like an Australian kind of outback type hat, bolo. I mean, the guy was just like, he was like nobody I've ever seen. I was from Catholic school, And this dude was like, he looked older, he was tall, big, burly guy with long, straight black hair. And he just had this swagger. And I don't know, somehow we just kind of like sat next to each other and every day. And we kind of like were drawn to each other for whatever reason. And then he goes like, and one day he just said, he goes, "Dude, you like music?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "You like to smoke?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Man, we should go and smoke and check out some music." And here I am, I'm like 17, whatever, and I never did stuff like this. So we started to hang out, go downtown, and go to like some jazz clubs and stuff, and also we go to each other's houses and listen to each other's records, and it reminded me of my father when he used to hang out with his buddies and listen to records. Like he hit me to like John Tropez and John McLaughlin and Mahavishnu Orchestra and Larry Coryell and all this kind of stuff. I didn't know any of that stuff. I hipped him to like Earth, Wind and Fire and Rufus and all that kind of stuff, and he didn't know any of that. I mean, he knew kind of, sort of, but it was like in passing. But then he fell in love with Earth, Wind and Fire and all that. He goes, these guys rock. I was like, yeah, I know. And anyway, so we kind of like merged our tastes. And he got into funk, because I was into Funkadelic and Parliament and all that kind of stuff. And he was into fusion and all that. So Return to Forever. I learned about Return to Forever, and it was really cool. Um, and we grew up musically together, but we were stoners for a while. It was pretty interesting. He was kind of a bad influence on me for a while, but anyway, John, if you're watching this, it's the truth, right? Okay, all right. So in any case, that's how I learned about Larry Coryell and all that through that whole scene, Jaco Pastorius and all that stuff. So I have some other stuff, and I don't know why I told that whole story because I guess it just tells you why I have Larry Coryell. I guess that's how I learned about him. But the first record that Larry Coryell put out for himself was this one called Lady Coryell, and it did not do very well for him. It was pretty much ignored. But I think later on it started to pick up some interest because around this time is when a lot of jazz artists, there was a promise of this new age of jazz, another generation of jazz coming out. And what happened was it got really commercialized, I guess, in the 70s because of the disco and all that kind of stuff. And so, jazz musicians had to eat. So, they were doing more like popular music and doing more, disco beat type things and it wasn't smooth jazz yet. It was just whatever was happening. So people were very upset, but this record did not go that route, and for some reason people started to check this one out because it was like, this is like the new age this is one of the new ages of jazz, that kind of thing where there's some rock edge to it. So, and he always had that kind of flavor in his music. This is Lady Coryell. This is on Vanguard Apostolic Records. Yeah. So pretty cool. Very rock. And I think this one also makes you think of that. I mean, because most of his stuff has that rock edge or that funk edge, that kind of thing. So the next one I got, this is another record store release I got, and this is on blue vinyl. This is Larry Coryell at the Village Gate. This is recorded live January 21st and 22nd, 1971, with Mervyn Bronson on bass, Harry Wilkinson on drums, and additional vocals by Judy Coryell, his wife. And there we go. This is in my neck of the woods. The Village Gate I played the Village Gate before it closed. Actually, one of my last shows with Absolute Zero was at the Village Gate. That was our final performance at the Village Gate. So I played with Larry Coryell played, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, it was a real tearful night because it was real emotional playing there. And that was our last performance with that band. And I think that was my last performance in New York before I moved to Florida, was at the Village Gate. Yeah, I think so. Then, well, I think I did some backup for some people other than that, but actually being a lead vocalist, that wasn't the last time. All right, so then there's this record that I picked up about a year ago, 11th House featuring Larry Coryell, Aspects. This is really good. This is a promo copy, and this is really good. Jerry Brown on drums, Larry on guitars, of course. Teremusa Hino. Teremusa Hino has a son who, I don't remember his first name, but I was in a band with him in New York City, his son. Teremusa Hino, trumpet and flugelhorn. Yeah. I remember that. I said, "Is your father Teremusa Hino?" He goes, "Yeah." So I was in a band with him for a while. Not Teremusa, but his son. John Lee on bass and Mike Mandel on keyboards, with also M. Tume's on this record as well. Steve Kahn, Michael Brecker, Randy Brecker, and David Sanborn. They're all on this. And Randy Brecker produced this record. So you get how it's kind of funky, because the Brecker brothers started doing a lot of funky stuff, I know, in the 70s, and then they started to go more into the smooth jazz stuff. But they were definitely, the funk taste comes from the Brecker brothers on this, I'm sure. And this is Larry Coryell with 11th House. Then there's the last two that I have. This is with Steve, as a duet with Steve Kahn. This is just guitar. Beautiful stuff on this. A lot of the pieces were, they do Spain on this. They also do, this is a record called Two for the Road. It's Larry Coryell and Steve Kahn. I should say things in the right order. They do Chick Corea's Spain, the classic Spain. There's some Coryell pieces on here. There's also Wayne Shorter's Juju. Also Wayne Shorter's Footprints is on here. General Moto's Well Laid Plan, really good one. That's a Steve Swallow piece. And this is a tour that they did in the 70s, I guess. 1975 to 1976, yeah. So, good stuff. Solo guitar duo. And then the last thing I have is Larry Coryell, Standing Ovation. It's solo. And these are all, with the exception of one piece, all of the pieces are composed by Larry Coryell. And it's really nice. Really good stuff. And it's him alone. And this is produced by Larry himself. This is a promo copy of this one. Larry Coryell. He died at the age of 73 back in 2017, I think it was. 2017, I think he passed away. At the age of 73. I think that's the date, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, major loss. Incredible guitar player. Really deep mind when it comes to music. And I think he was kind of a savant. And I don't think people talk enough about him. I think people are starting to check him out, but I don't think people talk enough about him. They're too busy putting down Wes Montgomery, who I also love as a guitar player. But that's a different kind of guitar player. But these guys, I love guitar players that are very unique, and I think that Larry Coryell was very unique. Wes Montgomery is very, very unique. They had their own style. They created whatever avenue they had. That was their avenue. Just like Pat Metheny, same thing. They found their own avenue and they just became their own thing. And they do what you pretty much expect them to do. Which is a great feat when you can do what is expected, but do it really well to the point where it's not boring or like ho-hum, or derivative. They really push their own boundaries within their lane, and I like that. I like when I can identify an artist by their style or by their aesthetic. So I don't have a problem with that. I don't need to be challenged all the time. Anyway, what I've been listening to, though, because these I pulled because I'm going to listen to quite a few of these. I think I'm going to have a good time listening to Larry Coryell this week. So thank you, Alex, for reigniting my passion for Larry Coryell just by showing the record. Also, I've been listening because I was looking at Record Store Day. The Pixies has another live record coming out on Record Store Day, so I definitely want to pick that up. I picked up the other two. The first one I got was the Live from Coachella, and I listened to this from cover to cover. This is really, really good, really potent, great rock and roll. I saw them twice, and each time I saw them, I just was blown away by them. That when they got back together, and they still had Kim Deal with them at the time. And this has Kim Deal on it with them. She's no longer with the group. I don't think that's ever going to happen. So I think she's done. But it's nice to hear her on this one. Frank Black's amazing, of course. Joey Santiago on guitar, Kim Deal on bass, and David Lovering on drums, and the four of them they just have this magic when they get together. It's just amazing, and it has everything on here that you would want to hear: Valoria, Hey, Gigantic, Bone Machine, Isla de Encanto. I love that song. Broken Face, Cactus, which David Bowie kind of stole from him and made it his own in a way, I think. Here Comes Your Man is on this. It's really good. Monkey Gone to Heaven. Good stuff on this record. Then I just got this other one. I haven't listened to the whole thing of this. I listened to part of this. This is Doolittle live in Brussels 2009. And this also has Ken Deal. It's the same lineup. A Dance in the Monterey, Weird at My School, Debasers on this one, I Bleed, Here Comes Your Man, Monkey with Heaven Again, La La Love You, I love that one too, that's really great. Vamos, Gigantic, of course. Where's My Mind is on this one too. So, yeah, love this. I wish they would I hope the new one has Digging for Fire on it, because I would love to hear a live version of Digging for Fire by the Pixies. This is 2009 live in Brussels. I love the graphics on these records, and I think they are colored records. Yeah, I think they are. I'm not gonna pull them out. This is on green and blue translucent vinyl, and this one is on, let's see, yellow and orange marbled vinyl. So they, like I said, they have a new live recording coming out, so I definitely want to pick that up. That's my must-have for the next record store day coming up in April. And then I picked this up a few weeks back. I kept picking up, putting it back down, picking it up, putting it back down, because I have these songs on CD, and I have a couple of his albums. I'm still trying to collect Curtis Mayfield, but it's purple vinyl. It's kind of it's a comp. So I do like some comps. I don't like all comps, because especially if I have their other records, what do we need a comp for? But sometimes you just want to hear some of the hits, and just want to put a record on and just hear the hits. But with Curtis Mayfield, you don't really need the hit album out. You don't need to listen to a hit album. You can put on anything with Curtis Mayfield, and even the deep cuts are just so good. I mean, his music is just so thought-provoking and so good and so well arranged and stuff. But this is purple vinyl. This has great songs on here. Don't Worry, There's a Hell Below, We're All Gonna Go, Move On Up, Get Down, We Gotta Have Peace, Freddy's Dead. That's first side one. Side two is Pusher Man, Superfly, Future Shock, Kung Fu, and So In Love. And yeah, I'm so in love with this record. So Curtis Mayfield, may he rest in peace. Gone way too soon. Purple vinyl. This one I will show you really quickly. It's a nice plum. Oh, it looks pink. It looks pink, but it actually, if you don't hold it up to the light, it's got like a plum kind of look to it. It's like a plum purple. Trust me, it is plum. I'm not colorblind, but it's Curtis Mayfield, and who doesn't love Curtis Mayfield? I mean, I don't know anybody who doesn't love Curtis Mayfield. There's a lot of artists that I love that people go, I'm not really into that. But Curtis Mayfield, you say that to anybody, and everybody's eyes kind of light up. Curtis, yeah. So, anyway, that's it for tonight. I think I can go to sleep now. I got that on my system. Let's see. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be on with Joe on his channel, Racer. Oh shoot, Racer. I'll put it in the comment section. But tomorrow night I'm going to be, or I guess tonight, because it's Tuesday now. It's like 2 a.m. Going to be on with Joe on his show, Racer Records. I think that's what it is, Racer Records. I'm having a blank right now, but him and a woman by the name of Catherine, who I don't know, and we're going to talk about, his Tuesday nights are about live music shows that we've gone to. So We're going to talk about live music tomorrow night, or tonight, I should say, at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It should be a lot of fun from 9 to 10. It's just 1 hour of us just chin buzzing about live music, shooting the breeze, basically. It's going to be fun. And I'm really happy to do it. I'm honored to be there, to be asked to do it. So, and I have some ideas of what I want to talk about. So, anyway, take care, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. And again, Alex, congratulations on your 50th video. You probably got 55 videos right now. Who knows? He's so crazy. Maybe I'll see you guys in Rachel's Ghost tomorrow morning, and or this morning. I get so confused about that because it's still night and dark out. I'm punchy. This is DJ Vinyl Vertigo, aka Scott Elliott, saying take care. And if you ever want to check out some music, you can stream my show. It's called Thursday Traffic Jam All Souls Edition on 88.5 FM WMNF. And that's on Thursdays from 3 to 6 in the afternoon. You can check it out on your phones or on your computer. You can also stream it anytime, but you can listen to it live on Thursdays from 3 to 6 every Thursday. I'll be there this week. And that did make my goal. We had our fundraiser last Thursday, and All Souls edition of the Thursday Traffic Jam went over the goal by $200, and I want to thank everybody who supported my show and supports community radio. In any case, keep listening to great music, and I'll talk to you soon. I don't know what I'm going to talk about next, but I'll probably have something sure to set up to talk to you about. So take care, keep listening to great music. Bye-bye.